Hey guys, welcome to another installment of our 5,000 kilometers road trip around Europe. In this episode, we are leaving Italy, Milan, and heading through to Paris in France. And earlier, I fetched my car from the auto silo, which is the car silo or the parking. There was a charger there, but I did charge for much longer than I needed to. I just left the car plugged in for almost 2 days because I just parked there for 2 days. And I was penalized €5 for doing that, which is far cheaper than the Tesla penalization for overstaying your charging. So I had a little bit of a chuckle to myself. I felt bad though. I don't know if anyone else was going to charge, but yeah, I mean, they didn't call me or anything. But then again, they didn't have my number, so they couldn't have called me. Remember to like and subscribe and make sure you watch the whole series of this multi-part series. I actually don't know how many parts there are, but at the end, I will make a cost review, an overview, and tips and tricks on how to save money and drive more efficiently in your electric vehicle over a long road trip distance. Because the parking was, in total, came to almost €100, which seems like a lot, but actually it's secure parking, and for a city like Milan, I actually don't think it's too bad. Obviously the charging was 30 something euros, which is a little bit more expensive than regular charging, but we couldn't do anything else about that. And now we are saving a lot of time because we don't have to stop at the Supercharger first. I did charge to 100%, not recommended for regular daily use. The NMC battery in this Tesla Model Y long range launch edition is recommended to charge to 80%, but I charged to 100 so that we can have enough charge to go to Paris with minimal stops. But right now we're gonna head through to the Starbucks Reserve. I went there the other day and it is absolutely phenomenal. It is not like any Starbucks you've been to, not like any Starbucks Reserve you've been to, and they have probably over 100 different SKUs, stock keeping units, because they just have absolutely everything there. My favorite drink was the whiskey barrel aged coffee, which tasted really, really good. So anyways, we're gonna head through there now and we'll see you guys when we get there. I'll show you guys a little bit of that, and then we're gonna head through on the way to Paris, and I'll give you guys a range review when we get to the Supercharger as usual, and I'll chat to you guys soon. Alright guys, we are on our way. We always do this. We were like, hey, we're just gonna do a quick coffee. 2 hours later, we're leaving. Starting off at 96% charge. We are going to Hotel des Grands Voyageurs in Paris, and we have to stop 1, 2, 3, 4 times, which is quite crazy for 640 kilometers, but I do think it's very, very like steep because we're driving over the Alps, as you can see over here. It's gonna be a beautiful drive, I can imagine, but obviously it's gonna be quite a long drive. 10-hour estimate. Our first stop is in 3 hours time, so let me show you guys that now. When we're driving out of Milan, this is gonna be the slow part, and then we are gonna be stopping just after the French Alps, or whatever Alps, Italian Alps in this case, I guess, and I will show you guys when we get there. I'll obviously film some of the trip to show you how beautiful this road is going to be, and keep you guys up to date if I see anything interesting or beautiful along the way. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you when we have some updates on the road. Alright guys, so mid-trip update. The reason why this trip is going to take so long, even though it's only about 600 or so kilometers, is because we're actually driving over the Swiss Alps. We're literally driving over Mont Blanc, which is so cool, which is right here, and you'll see that the Supercharger is after Mont Blanc. We might get out if the view is amazing from up there and get some photos of the car, get some photos of ourselves. This is so exciting guys. This is like probably one of the most exciting road trips I've ever done in my life. Highly recommend it if you guys get the opportunity to do it. But take a look at the scenery. It's so beautiful. Mont Blanc is literally up, no, not there, no, that's not it. Well, actually it's part of it. I think this is part of the Italian Alps, because then we're gonna go into Switzerland, and from Switzerland we're gonna cross over to France. But I'll keep you guys updated. When we get to see the snow, I'll show you guys on the road as well. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about this trip so far, please leave them in the comments below. I will make a follow-up at the end of the series that reviews my whole trip and also talks about things that we learned along the way, what you can improve, how you can save some money. So make sure you like and subscribe and watch till the end, and make sure you watch all the episodes of this series, because this is the longest road trip I've ever done, and also probably the longest road trip most people have done in a Tesla, especially in Europe. I know in America, like, you know, people drive this type of distance just to go to the shop or something, But in Europe, this is not normal, guys. Like, we are crossing borders, we are seeing beautiful things. We're not going from California to New Jersey or something. It looks like actually we're not going to be actually going on top of Mont Blanc, because it seems like we've been going through a lot of tunnels, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just go through the tunnel to get through the Mont Blanc mountain. I was also mistaken, we're actually not passing Switzerland. It just happens to be close to Switzerland, but it's actually in France. So we should be crossing the border close to Mont Blanc, and then the Supercharger is just after that. So we'll show you all the views from there. It's going to be amazing and beautiful. We are in spring summer now, so it's not, as you can see, it's very clear. There's no snow, only snow on the mountains, and we shouldn't have any problems driving with summer tires. I actually have never had winter tires in my life, so I wouldn't even know what is involved with driving with winter tires. A lot of you subscribers are from regions that are much colder, and I know some of you in Canada often have to change your tires over to winter tires. That seems like a really cool experience, but we don't have to deal with that, and we also don't have to deal with extreme weather where I'm from in Portugal, so we don't actually have to worry about range due to the extreme cold. It looks like we are entering the Mont Blanc Tunnel now, and basically as soon as we enter here, we're actually going to France. We had a pit stop at the gas station in a small town at the foot of the mountain. I'll show you the beautiful footage, because one of our passengers desperately needed a toilet. We have to pay the toll now. I think you have to pay before you get in. There's a toilet here. Oh, I mean, you went to the nice one. Actually, no, the one that you went to was not the nice one, dude.
Was it a nicer one?
Yes. You went to the shit one, dude. Anyways, look how beautiful this is. We're going to pay the toll. We're going to go through the mountain, go through the tunnel. As soon as we go through Mont Blanc, we are going to be in France. So this trip has honestly been breathtaking. This part of the trip has been breathtaking. It is a bit slow because obviously of the traffic and the mountains and stuff. Mostly in tunnels, to be honest. But every time you come out of the tunnel, you get a glimpse of the natural beauty of this region. I have to consider come skiing here one day, actually. This is so beautiful. I snowboard. I haven't actually skied before, but I've snowboarded once. And I used to skate, so I skateboard, so it was easy for me to pick up snowboarding. If any of you guys have any recommendations of places to snowboard or ski, let me know in the comments below, because there's so many towns around this region. That town that we were at was on the Italian side, so we're heading through to France now. And we'll see you guys at the Supercharger. It's only 42 kilometers away, so we should be there pretty soon. Inside the tunnel now of Mont Blanc, and if you guys are not familiar, a lot of these tunnels need tolls. This one requires prepayment, as I mentioned earlier, and it's 55 euros for one way, so make sure that you budget for that, and you get this little souvenir thing that you can put over here with all the rules and stuff what you should do. It's 70 kilometers per hour average speed in here, so do not exceed that, but you should be above 50 kilometers per hour. And also there's these lights on the side, these blue lights. If you can see both blue lights, that means that you and the car in front of you have a distance of 150 meters, and this is for as a guide for you to make sure you're far away from the car in front of you. So that's pretty interesting. This tunnel is very long because we're going straight through, and then on the other side we come out. We've been going through amazing tunnels here in Italy, and if you haven't driven in tunnels, this is the place to experience some tunnels. Okay guys, we have arrived at the Superchargers here at Salanches, France. Definitely pronouncing that incorrectly. 34 cents per kilowatt hour. We are at 13%. Unfortunately, I stopped the car earlier because I had to stop somewhere for an emergency toilet stop. But this is what the stats persons charge. I think it was almost 2 hours, so about over 3 hours of driving to get here. And I'll show you guys the Supercharger, and here is the since last charge rated, and current drive actually consumed less, so it's going downhill a lot. And here's the trip. But this is the short trip. Unfortunately, I can't get you the full details, but we are here at 5:43. Here is where the superchargers are. Look at these beautiful mountains, guys. Wow, the backdrop for my car is so beautiful here. You get to see Mont Blanc in the background there. Weather today is not that great, but it's still better than most days, I'm sure, especially if you're here in winter. So if you guys are traveling here, this is a beautiful place. Highly recommend checking it out. Still a long way until Paris. I was a bit wrong about the stats. I think it's actually over 800 kilometers to Paris from Milan, but I'll update everything and make sure that the captions correct the incorrect statements earlier. We charged to 80%. I don't know why it's 79 already now, but anyways, we have an hour and 30 minutes to the next stop, and then full drive a little bit in SuC, France, and then we're gonna go to Born, and I'll swap over and drive the rest. But yeah, it seems like we'll arrive at 1:26 a.m. at the hotel. I don't think we can really speak because look at these roads. Honestly, I'm very tired, so we kind of have been like taking it easy. Not as crazy driving as I normally do. But that charge was about, I'll say about 45 minutes to get to 80%. Actually pretty quick to get to 80% because that's when the battery is still receptive to charge. 80 to 100 takes the longest. So yeah, you guys can hear that my dog Finley is very unhappy to be stuck in the car all the time. I think he's really tired of this road trip already. Okay guys, we are about to arrive at SuC Supercharger, and it says we only need to charge for 5 minutes because I'm still at 43%, and you're going to charge when we arrive. It says 41, so 5 minutes will probably get us to about 60. And then right now the drive has been pretty good consumption because I've been autopiloting, and it's actually quite pleasant to autopilot on the highway, even though we have like lots of curves and stuff. As long as you keep your hand on the wheel or nudge it now and then, it actually works pretty well. And after our 5 minute charge, I think we'll probably charge slightly more, maybe 10 minutes. We're going to head over to Born and then Algiers, and then we'll arrive in Paris. But we'll obviously keep you updated. Sorry, I'm veering out of the lane. I can't use autopilot while I'm filming for you guys because it actually would strike me out because I'm not paying attention on the road. So it's better if I just drive manually when I film. We're going to be arriving in the next 4 minutes. It's 5.3 kilometers away. We'll try to stop as little as possible, and Phil's going to take over the wheel. He's currently taking a nap right now, so he's going to be refreshed for his drive. I need to do some work, so I'll do some work while he drives. That's going to be another about hour and a half drive, and then I'll take over for the last 2 legs of this journey. Here we are, we're arriving, and it looks like they have the new V4 superchargers, so this is actually been very quick. So I wonder how much we're going to get in 5 minutes. I'll show you guys.
Now your destination
right now
it
is 10 to 8 p.m, 7:50 p.m. So we will, obviously I haven't started charging yet, I'm still driving in, but I'll make note of when we drive, when we stop and charge, which is right now, and I'll show you guys. I'm actually going to do self-park. Look how nice these new superchargers are. Those old ones are starting to look quite old, the ones with the holes in it. We have stopped now, and it is currently 7:51 p.m. It's 41%. Let's plug it in and see how long it takes and how much we're going to charge in about 5 minutes. These ones are so big. The charging one is so very big, and the buttons don't ever seem to work. Let's just touch it. Oh, there you go. Cool. And this display actually shows you how much is charged, which I think is really cool. And this is what the supercharger looks like over here. There's a vending machine and there's a bathroom as well. Looks like you need to actually do something to get into the bathroom. That's interesting. The revolving toilet, what does this mean? So press the button and then it says occupied. Ah, interesting. Oh wow, wow, very interesting. Oh damn, someone took a dump down there. Ew. Okay, not interesting at all. I'm getting out of there. It's 7:56, so literally 5 minutes later, and it does say enough to continue the trip. So I only put about 6% in. It's very interesting. I don't even know why we need to stop here, but My passenger went to the bathroom, so we're just gonna wait a little bit longer before we go. And yeah, that's what the supercharger looks like. No one here. And obviously this is also for everyone else that doesn't have a Tesla. With these new chargers, you can actually charge third parties here, and in France you can do that as well, unlike Portugal. And there's my friend checking out the vending machine. It is 8:04 now. Again, this button's not working, so I'm gonna have to stop the charge on the screen. Go here. So press stop charging, unlock charge port. Just give me a sec. I can pull it out, and it says I charged 12 minutes. Okay, let's go. Passenger princess loading. Oh, so comfortable. There's a passenger here, and I'm gonna sit on my laptop to do some work. Maybe try and get a nap in as well. Thanks to Phil, we are able to drive, or rather have this luxury. We are now arriving at the next supercharger stop, and it is in Born, France. And we've been doing about 209 watt-hours per kilometer, or 210, which isn't too bad, but this is quite a quick stop. It was only about an hour and 15-minute drive. So let's take a look how long it wants us to charge here. I've got some work done, so maybe we'll stay a little bit longer before we go, if we can skip the next charge, but we'll review as soon as we arrive, and I'll do a range review and show you guys the supercharger stop as well. It's quite difficult. Cool, that's perfect. Great. So we'll stop and we'll charge. If we try go to the next stop right now, it says we'll arrive with -14. We're currently here with 28%. So let's see how long we have to charge, and maybe we can skip the next one. Phil's just plugged in the charger now. Let's see, it says it's starting to charge. Right now, this is the supercharger. So let's take a look at the cost, etc. So we are at Born, and it is currently 33 cents per kilowatt hour.
That's okay.
And if we go to my charging stats, it's charging at 129 kilowatts. It's probably going to go up to 250. Hopefully it goes up to 250, because there's the V3 superchargers. And it says 9 minutes continued trip, but let's charge a little bit more, because 9 minutes will probably only get us another 15% or so. But let's take a look. Before we go outside, this is the theoretical range. Given this drove 135 kilometers over an hour and 8 minutes, and if we look at those charts, you'll see that for the current trip we consumed 2.5 less than projected, which means that Phil was actually driving quite efficiently compared to rated, obviously a lot more because it's highway driving. So this is the supercharger stop here in Born, and that's what it looks like. There are lots of chargers. Wow, it's very long. It's next to E. Leclerc, which is a grocery chain. So we have enough charge to go, and basically only 10 more minutes to 80, but you can see that it's significantly slowed down now, 69 kilowatts. The next stop's going to be at Algiers, and we'll arrive with 31%, charge for 9 minutes to get to the hotel with 10%. That means I should actually charge a little bit more there, because I won't have much charge remaining if I don't charge a bit more than 9 minutes. So we're gonna leave here now, because no point in charging at this speed. We're at 73% now, and we are almost in Paris. As you can see, here is the overview of where we are. We started here, and now we're here, and we're gonna head to Paris, and then from Paris we're gonna go back down here, and then back to Porto in the next few days. So that's so cool. We are so excited to go to Paris. 1 hour 25 minutes to the next stop, and then another, I would say 2 hours to Paris. We'll see you guys on the road. Cool. Alright guys, we are arriving at Supercharger
In 200 meters,
Algiers. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm just paying for the toll quickly. Basically over here. I don't know why my VIA vert stopped working, to be honest. Oh, shit, I just scraped my tire against that. And basically, we made up a lot of time. Definitely got one speeding ticket at least because I was going like 150 something in the 130 zone. And I actually avoided another camera because I saw it, but I was like just under the limit at 134 or something like that. So that wasn't too bad. This whole trip we've done probably 3,000 kilometers already. And as far as I know, there's only been 2 fines, and they've both been in France. Because interestingly enough, in France, the speed traps don't show up on here. I think it might be like a legislative reason. It just shows that there are speed control zones, but it's very arbitrary. Like, it doesn't tell you where it is. And actually, I was driving a bit faster in that area because it didn't seem like there was gonna be a speed control zone, and it was only gonna be later. And actually, there was a camera earlier, so I was like, damn. But everywhere else, like, you know, when you're in Italy, when you're in Spain, when you're in Portugal, wherever says there's a speed trap, a fixed one at least, it shows on here. It's actually pretty accurate. So that's something to watch out for when you're in France. Although the speed limit is higher, 130 kilometers per hour, so you can go up to 140. Should be no problem with the cameras. So that does help make up for the fact that they have this weird speed trap situation. But now we are turning in here to Azure. It's a very big supercharger station. 35 chargers, and they're all available because I don't think anyone is driving at this hour on a random Wednesday night at 10:50 p.m. So right now we're gonna go here. That's by the Mercure Hotel. Interesting. So basically we arrived, and here is the average.
Now your destination.
You can see that the average speed, we did 150 kilometers over 1 hour and 9 minutes, which means the average speed was well beyond 135 kilometers per hour. So you can imagine how fast we were going. Oh, we actually have a non-Tesla charging here. Oh, cool. It's actually a Opal. So I'm just going to pull into one of these. And this is also the V4 charger, so it's going to charge relatively quickly. And the next stop is directly to Paris. So on the screen here, I'll do an average speed. You can see that the consumption was very high, 278.3 watt-hours per kilometer. So we were going a bit faster, and I'll show you the charge predictions now when the car stops. So you'll see over here, compared to rated range, I used 30% more, 28.6% more, and compared to the trip, I used 17.6 more than predicted. So if I stayed below 110, I would have saved 17.1%. But yeah, we would have got here like at least 30 minutes later. So we should be on track to arrive in Paris at 1 a.m. But I'm pretty sure we're going to arrive before that, even after charging. Let's see how long we need to charge. I'm going to go plug it now. Cool, so I plugged it in now. It says 25 minutes to continue trip. It's going to speed up, as you can see. Let's see how far we are from the destination. So if you look over here, the destination is 160 kilometers away. Okay, I don't think it's going to charge to 80. I think it's probably going to charge to about 50. But we'll charge a little bit more because I will need charge when we get to Paris. I hope there's a charger probably at the hotel parking. So we're going to sit here for another half an hour or so and see how much we get to charge. And before we leave, I'll give you guys an update. Also, this is the Supercharger stop, and it is under some covering. There doesn't seem to be any other cars, any other amenities here. It seems to just be a charger, but there are 35 charging stops. How crazy is that? And as you can see here in France, third parties are charging, so that's really nice. Another car just left now, and there wasn't a Tesla either. I think it was here. Alright, so as you guys can see in my previous clip, I was completely wrong. The Mercure Hotel's quite like right over there, and they have a really nice bathroom and reception. So if you want to check it out while you're here, you're going to check it out. Right now we have 3 minutes left. According to this, we shall arrive in 1 hour 48 minutes, but it's only 160 kilometers, so I'm pretty sure we'll arrive sooner. According to this, we'll arrive at 1:07 a.m. I don't want to wait 3 minutes to get to 80% because we arrived with 17. So yeah, we are almost done with this part of the trip. This was actually like unexpectedly long. I think I was wrong with saying it's only 600 something kilometers. I think it was more like 800 kilometers, but also it was a bit slower because we had to go through the tunnels and stuff. Really cool experience though. Actually quite an expensive route. So if you guys are going to be going from Milan to Paris and driving, just bear that in mind because of the tolls. But we might actually do a pit stop because Phil is really hungry now. So we might go through a drive-thru and get some Burger King or McDonald's. He seems really chuffed about that. And this car here seems to want to charge as well, but I've never seen an EV version of this. Charging just completed now. It said 2 minutes there, but I'm pretty sure that was like 4 minutes. It is now 11:23 p.m. We're gonna go unplugged and we will show you what the rest of the trip looks like. This button actually works. Out of all these V4 chargers, this is the only one that has worked so far. And we used 31 minutes of charge, 54.2757 watts. So it's not too bad. There you have the beautiful rear light bar. I'll keep you guys updated. If we go to Burger King or McDonald's or wherever Phil's stomach pleases. Okay, we have finally arrived in Paris. We're actually stopping. Phil found McDonald's, so he's going to McDonald's. And yeah, that was actually quite a long drive. It is now 12:59 a.m. So we arrived more than 10 minutes earlier. And let's take a look at the stats. Didn't drive very fast because it was insane rain on the road. Autopilot was actually struggling. It was like swaying left and right because couldn't really see the lines because of the rain. But basically here is the consumption. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe and make sure you watch all the installments of the series because the different parts show different superchargers and also obviously different cities that we went to. So far, our favorite place, we haven't explored Paris that much. I've been to Paris a few years ago. When I say a few years ago, like 2012, so 13 years ago. It was nice, but I'm curious to see how I feel about it now. But so far, our favorite place has been Milan, and I'm definitely keen to be spending more time in Milan in the future. But at the end of the series, I'll also make a summary video that includes all the costs, all the consumption, how many kilowatts I charged for this whole 5,000 plus kilometer road trip. 5,000 kilometers, by the way, is just the route if I drove it straight. So obviously we probably will end up driving close to 6,000 kilometers probably. And I'll also include any additional information that I get, like, totaling up the tolls, as well as if I get any speeding tickets or fines, I'll include that as well. So I'll let you guys know how that went. And if you guys have any questions, remember to leave them in the comments below. And I'll see you guys again in the next episode.